Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for Stash Bash to share with you my May 2018. This is the layout that I created using die cuts. That's the topic for this month. I have this picture of myself and my two kids wearing Keens. We were at the theme park. So a lot of the die cuts that I ended up using were more support, not so much about the shoes, but all of the junk that we ate at the theme park that we were at. So my die cuts that I'm using are Dear Lizzie, and it's the Ephemera or die cut pack from the Serendipity collection, which has been sitting in my stash for a very long time. So I cut a bunch of holes using my silhouette into just a piece of white cardstock, and then I'm going to back these holes with different pattern papers that I pulled that matched the colors that are in the die cuts. I don't actually have any of the pattern papers, or I might have a few of them, but I'm not sure where they are at this point because I separate my collections. I put all of my die cuts together. I put pattern papers together. So I pulled things that had purple, pink, and that aqua tealy color in it to back the circles with, and then fill those circles with some of these die cuts. So I emptied the die cut pack there into that little heart-shaped container there, and I'm going to just start putting these down on the layout just in a pleasing manner. The way that the circles fall down the page sort of lent to just haphazardly, well, not haphazardly, but lent to just placing lots of things on the page as support to sort of trying to tie the circles together and tie the picture into those circular elements there. This is a record-breaking page for me in that I used 13 die cuts. I don't think I ever put that much stuff on a page, but it makes sense. It's just probably one of the fullest layouts that I've ever created. And I'm just, in the placement of these things, I'm in just placing them so that they are close to the circles or in the circle or supporting the circle. And you don't need to see all of the die cut. Bits and pieces of it being covered are perfectly fine. It just adds to the, I'm going to say, the fullness of the layout there. The heart that has the blue around it, that's actually a piece of vellum from Webster's Pages from way back when as well. I went pretty deep into my stash with some of this. The pink and white stripe down the side there, that is, I believe that is a old piece of Imaginese, which is no longer is. And then the Dear Lizzie is going to be that dark strip that goes down next to that, the pink and white, and it's actually cream stripe. Yep, that is Imaginese there. From a travel collection. And I like the way that that navy stripe next to the pink just kind of pops that pink, gives a bit of a dividing factor and grounds the layout because there really is a lot of action going on there. So once I've committed to where things are going to go, then I'm going to start sticking things down. I put the adhesive on the pattern papers behind, just in the corners, rather than putting it around the circles. You absolutely could have done that, but to do that I needed to flip the page over, and I didn't want to flip the page over because I had all of these elements lined up where I wanted them to be. I had toyed with the idea of backing the photo, you can see there, with a piece of paper that had all of the uniting colors in it, but it was too busy and that wasn't going to work. There's sort of a story behind each of the elements that are going to end up on there. There's no story behind the butterflies. They just are butterflies. But the glasses, on this particular trip to the theme park, my daughter lost her glasses. We had donuts. We took pictures. We had popsicles. And we did a lot of smiling as well as a lot of walking in our Keen shoes. The title, you'll see towards the end of the video, I'm just going to put Keens initially, but I decided that I wanted a little bit more to the title. I like to make my titles a little bit more exciting, so I am going to use some chenille letter stickers in purple, which complements the other colors, and it's going to end up saying Keen on Keens as the title, so that smile that I just adhered down ends up just kind of being support, sort of like a subtitle. And then underneath Keens, the title, I'm just going to write King's Dominion and the date that we were there. I will journal in that purple spot where the donuts are. I do like to have movement to my pages. Those of you who know my scrapbooking know that. So I'm just going to pop this donut up on some adhesive, foam adhesive, and then I'm also going to pop that title or the subtitle that says right here, because that is going to be, I'm sorry, I knocked the camera there. That subtitle is going to be sitting on top of the donut, so it needs to be raised up as well. So I've put all the die cuts in. I want to put a little bit of twine into that tag there. I start with pink. I get distracted by something filling that space there, and then I decide after I've put that down that I want the purple instead of the pink. I think it was just more complimentary was the reason that I went with that. And then that is all of the die cuts that I am going to put down on the page. Like I said earlier, a record-breaking 13. That's quite something for me. And then I had pulled some other complimentary embellishments. Not that I needed a lot, but these are all of the bigger embellishments. And so I decided I wanted to have a few smaller things just to fill in a few of those white spaces. I actually like white space on my layouts, but I just wanted a little something here and there. So I had pulled some other elements, which I'll pull there. And I'm going to fill in those some of the spaces, sort of complete the trios of clusters with these elements here. And the other thing that I do off camera, in addition to the journaling and completing the title, is I am going to add some sequins. I wanted just a splash more purple on the page, so I have some white and some purple sequins that I used from my Spiegel Mom Scraps stash. So that is my layout for this month, May 2018's Stash Bash Hop using die cuts. There are some great other layouts that the gals have thrown together this month or put together this month using die cuts as well. I'm looking forward to seeing all of the different ways that you can use up die cuts that are in your stash. So I thank you for joining me today. I hope you have appreciated this video and have maybe learned some ways to use up some of those die cuts and maybe get a record-breaking. See if you can beat me and put more than 13 pieces on a layout. That would be pretty cool. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you're doing well. Take care.